Hi, Tonio. All right, I'm going to show you how to make bread pudding. It's a pretty simple recipe. It's not, well, I did put something different. I'm going to put something different in it, but the basics of it is pretty simple. All right, you start off with your dish. It's a buttered dish, and you put your oven at 350. And make sure there's nothing in the oven first before you turn on the oven and start cooking something that you don't want cooked. So make sure the oven's empty, and 350, okay? This is your prep. It's ready. Put that on the side. And we had a French bread. Your father bought a French bread. We did not close the bag, and the next day it dried out. I tried the trick that you put a little bit of water and put it in aluminum foil and in the oven. Well, that didn't really work. So I'm making French bread out of it. And it's here, it's really hard. I don't know if you could hear that. Really hard. But there's good news. This is perfect for French bread. The inside's a little hard too, but not that bad. But you just tear up pieces. This one I'm saving for crumbs. But you tear up pieces, and this is what it comes out to. I have at least 5 cups, 6 cups, and not push down. I don't push it down. I don't squeeze it down. You just leave it as is. And in here, in this mason jar, I have 1 cup of water and 1 cup of milk. Okay, regular old milk, whole milk. I don't buy the skim milk because, you know, here we just made skim milk, you know, half and half, whatever. But anyway, I don't buy skim milk. So anyway, half a cup of milk, a cup of milk and a cup of water. And you pour it on top of your cut up bread. It doesn't have to be cut up. I tore it. You know, you don't need any special tools. You have 2 tools on your body, your hands. There you go. And you put that on the side. Just a couple of minutes. And then you prepare the other part of the bread pudding. I had to count them. I was like, how many eggs is that again? It's 6 eggs. You could put 5 eggs, it'll still work, but 6 eggs, it looked like a good amount for the amount of bread that I had. Now you're gonna tell me, oh, this looks like a heck of a lot of sugar, but it's just 1 cup of sugar. So it's like any dessert, it's, you know, you got sugar in it. Otherwise, you know, it's not dessert. You don't call it dessert. You'll call it just something else. And this is half a cup of milk with the eggs. And I'm just gonna mix that up really well so the sugar does dissolve. Put that on the side. I'm right here. I'm just washing my hands. It won't be long. Okay. Let's see if I have a spatula. It's here. There we go. I have a spatula, and I'm just going to use just regular old fork. A whisk will do too, but you know, hey, I'm just grabbing what I have here nearby. And you just whip that up until the sugar dissolves. Okay, and about a tablespoon, 1 to 2 tablespoons of vanilla. Now, vanilla, it doesn't really matter to me. If I'm making something like super fancy, like tiramisu, which I never made before, but if I make tiramisu, with mascarpone and the deliciousness of that thing. If I make that one day, I'll buy the real vanilla for $27, the little bottle. But since we only have like pancakes, I use it in cakes. I buy the generic type. It doesn't really matter as long it has the smell of vanilla, the flavor of vanilla, and that's good too. I did use vanilla beans for quite a while. I used that when I made homemade ice creams and things like that. But anyway, here we go. I'm getting off the trail. So you whip that up, and this is starting, the bread is starting to get soft. And then you just pour it in. This is something you cannot lick the bowl, so do not even try. Do not lick raw egg. Here we go, it's done. I know when we have cake, we have raw egg. Yeah, I think it's just more of a, oh, sorry. Keep on forgetting I'm making noise. I think it's just something that, you know, people are used to doing, just licking the bowl of cookies, cakes, whatever. I mean, yeah, you could do it. I don't care. It's not you won't die or anything. So, and I realized that this is too dry. You see, it's still a little too dry. It is not mixing that well. So we're gonna put a little bit more milk. I'm gonna get my measuring thing, and it's going to be about a cup more of milk. So in total, it's going to be 2 cups of milk, a cup of water. Oh, well, wait a minute. It's doing it. It's doing its thing. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be okay. It just needed time to absorb. Okay. And that's it. Now, there are some people that love bread pudding with raisins. Now, you know my opinion about raisins. And it's only my opinion, and it's not an opinion. I think it's like a sickness. It's like a sickness. And it came from Grandpa. He could never eat bread pudding with raisins. And when he told me why, then I, in turn, could never eat bread pudding with raisins. It stayed in my mind. I think I told you the story about Grandpa. Grandpa had we had a dog that, it was just a dog that came, Aaron, near our home. And it was filled with ticks. I mean, just the poor thing was filled with ticks. So he had spent, this is the person that we grew up thinking never liked dogs, because he would always tell them, like, go away, and never would pet them. But in secret, he would pet the dogs and love the dogs. And I don't think he gave them kisses or anything, but he did love dogs. But anyway, he saw the dog was suffering, and she was a very high, like, kind of like one of those racing dogs. I can't think of the name. I keep on wanting to say Great Dane, but it's not a Great Dane. It's a Greyhound. Yeah, she was kind of like a Greyhound, but a mutt, you know, mixed with something else. But she was pretty big, thin, but high on her feet. But when he would take out garapatas and he put them in like this bowl, because he didn't want our dogs to get them, so he'd have to burn them and kill them in some way. He could have just threw them in the trash, but I think he burned them, but whatever. When he saw all the garapatas in the bowl, Garrapatas are ticks that are filled with the dog's blood, and they're kind of like plumpy. And his image was a raisin in bread pudding, how it becomes bigger. And he said it looks just like that. He said, and I can't eat them anymore. I cannot eat raisins in bread pudding. He said it just won't happen. And then since he said that, I can't eat them either because I have that image in my mind. So I don't put raisins. I'll put blueberries. Yes, because it's not the same thing. Yeah. So that's what I'm putting inside the bread pudding. Well, I'm really going to put it on top. So if somebody really doesn't like it, well, then they could take it off. I guess they can't because I'm realizing that it's going to soak in. But we all like, oops, there goes the blueberries. So that's more or less it. Then you put it in the oven I think about 30 to 35 minutes. It could be longer. You test it with I'm going to try to get them a little bit more like even, like everybody gets some blueberries. Yeah. And there you go. And then I'm going to put cinnamon and sugar, the cinnamon sugar shaker. You should always have prepared a cinnamon and sugar shaker. That's something that should be in the house with your spices. And here's my cinnamon and sugar shaker. And you should always have one because it's always handy if you want a toast, something quick, sweet, and something quick and sweet. Make a little toast, a little bit of butter, and sugar and cinnamon. It's always good. And you just sprinkle on top. And then you put dabs of butter. Do not buy substitute. There's no substitute. And if they say, oh, well, this is a substitute. Well, yeah, if it's goat butter, okay, that's a good substitute. But otherwise, it's a lot of chemicals in order to I was gonna say transfer. It's not transfer. It's I'm having trouble. My goodness. To substitute a product like butter, they need a lot of chemicals, probably coloring and all kinds of things. So just, don't do it. Just, we're not using like a ton. It's just that. So that's not bad. And I'm washing my hands again. It won't be long. And when it's over, I'll show you the end product. It's going to take, like I said, 45 minutes. 35 to 45 minutes at 350. And there you have it. Delicious bread pudding with blueberries. Love you. Hope you enjoy it. Bye.